What is going on, everyone? Darkside Phil here, and welcome to a channel update for January 18th, 2013. Now, I've got quite a lot of stuff to cover in this video, some major announcements, new information that you're going to want to know about all kinds of stuff, about upcoming conventions, about retro replay, about my performance in this past week since we've had all these changes implemented. So please, even though the video may be a little bit on the longer side, please bear with it and stick with it because it's going to be really important, okay? Especially if you're a fan of mine. Okay, so it was about roughly 1 week ago. I think it was a little less than a week ago, but roughly 1 week ago, I sat right here on my couch and I made a special video explaining what exactly had been going on to me in the past month and a half with all the illusions that I had been making to, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do YouTube full time and yada yada yada. And I revealed what was going on, the fact that I needed to implement some changes to my channels, that I was starting new series based off of fan requests, that I was going to title videos differently, I was going to actually use video thumbnails for my new series Retro Replay, that I unblocked everyone from the DSP Gaming channel and I granted amnesty and basically said, let's start from scratch. I admit that there was wrongdoing on my behalf, there was wrongdoing on some users or viewers' behalf, but let's just let it all call it even Steven and start from scratch. And also, the announcement that I was not going to moderate my comments anymore. And I have not. Since then, I've stuck to it. I have been reading some of the comments. I haven't read all of them, but I've been looking at some of the comments on my videos. And I have seen nasty shit, I'll be honest, and I'm ignoring it. I'm learning to just, that's it, you know, it's going to be there. What I can say is this: in the past week, the fans have been great for a couple reasons. Number one, you've basically self-moderated my comments, meaning when you see people saying real dumb shit like, this piece of fat fucking scrub and blah, 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 you're flagging it. And because you're flagging or marking them as spam, those comments are going away. And that's great. What I've actually noticed is it looks like a lot of the people who used to do negative stuff on my videos are going away because they're realizing they can't get away with it anymore, okay? But also, interactivity this week. This week I really made an honest effort to try to be interactive more with my fans. So what that means is that on Twitter and Facebook I've been answering questions, I've been discussing topics, I've been asking constantly for your opinion. And I hope that if you follow me on Twitter or Facebook that you like the changes. I know previously it was really, I would just tweet a couple times a day if it was related to if I was uploading. And that was it. Now I want your feedback, interactive feedback all the time on a lot of different stuff, okay? So, all these changes took effect. On last Sunday, I started my very first retro replay game. If you didn't watch the announcement video, I strongly urge you to, but in summary, Retro Replay is a new series that I'm instituting because I'm changing my upload style, okay? I'm no longer going to be playing new games from start to finish within a day or two and uploading all the footage to YouTube, uploading 50, 60 videos to YouTube in a couple days, because it's just too much for everyone to catch up on. People literally were telling me, Phil, I can't watch your content anymore, you upload too much, I can't keep up with it, okay? So now that I'm uploading less a day, meaning I think the most videos I uploaded in one day this week was 20, and that was because I was splitting the day between two games. I put out 10 parts of each game. Because I'm uploading less, I'm starting new series because I realize that I'm going to need things to go along with newer games, and I'm playing less new games as well. So Retro Replay is a series where I go back and I play games that previously I've played, but maybe I didn't necessarily do a full walkthrough or playthrough on YouTube. Maybe I just made a couple highlight videos from back when I started on YouTube in 2008, or maybe it's a game from before I ever recorded anything, so you really didn't get to see it. Now, I just want to let everyone know, in this video, I'm going to show you the candidates for the next Retro Replay after the one that I'm starting on Sunday, which I'm going to talk a little bit about. But stick with this video because you will basically be revealed the choices for the games that you can choose from when I open up the poll fairly soon on my forums at thekingofhate.com, okay? So, I instituted this new series. I'm actually now naming my videos of my playthroughs very differently from how I used to. I used to just say, oh, it's whatever game playthrough part, whatever. Now, I'm actually saying, name of the game, name of the mission and or chapter, and then the part. So, for example, in my Dead Space playthrough, which was my very first Retro Replay this week, Dead Space Part 5, Chapter 2, Part 2. So now it's very easy for you to make sure you're picking the right video. And in addition, I even made custom thumbnails for the Retro Replay series. Now just to clarify, the custom thumbnails are only going to be for Retro Replay. I will not be making custom thumbnails for every game that I play. because I think it's too much work, and people still are telling me for new games they like to see a preview of what they're about to see, as long as it's not a major spoiler. So for now, with my regular playthroughs of new games, those are going to have regular YouTube generated thumbnails, but my Retro Replay series will have custom thumbnails, okay? So a lot going on, changing things up, mixing things up, doing things differently this week. And let me first of all, before I even talk about performance or anything like that, I want to say I've enjoyed this week thoroughly, because this week I got to play a variety of games. I was not only playing one game, you know, during a certain period of time. I didn't get burnt out, okay, on any of these games, which was great. So I feel that for me, this was a great week. From my attitude and my perspective, I had a lot of fun. I loved interacting with the fans more. I loved working more on my vlog style series. And what I mean there is, if you haven't, you know, noticed, here on the King of Hate Vlogs, every single day this past week I've put out a vlog style video, which is the goal that I have. Every day I want to be putting out one entertaining video here on the King of Hate Vlogs. Now, right now it's not going to happen every day, but eventually that is the goal, that every single day I will have a video for you. And just this week, I got to put out really great videos, including the special announcement, the weekend preview. I'm trying to remember what I did on Monday, because I know I did something. Oh, a Hateful Truth review of Anarchy Reigns, and it's the real Hateful Truth, meaning the return of the old one, where I actually have an intro and I put video clips of the game into the review. Now, my feedback has been massively positive from the fans. They've been saying, this is great, this is much better than you used to do with the old Hateful Truths, where you just talk and there's no gameplay or anything to explain anything. Keep doing it, okay? But I want everyone to understand, that's a massive undertaking. It took me hours to make that video because my video editor kept crashing and all kinds of problems. So I'm going to do my best. Please cut me some slack if there's a couple bugs or things with the videos like that, because I am doing my best and I'm going to try to put out quality content for you, okay? We had release day unboxing. We had a new DSP Tries It video. We actually had a new series, Gaming on the Go, which I started this week, where I'm going to be talking about iPad apps and games, and from a gamer's perspective, telling you whether or not a game is good or not. So all this original content has come out this week simply because I've been playing less on the DSP Gaming channel. So you see what's possible. New series here on the King of Hate Vlogs, me branching out a little bit more and returning a little bit to my older ways, which people like, because I'm not playing as many games. So now, realistically, let's talk turkey about performance. How did I do this past week with everything changing over, okay? Changing over to this new style. If you remember, in my announcement video a week ago, I said I'm in a situation now where, unfortunately, I am guaranteed to make less money. And so I really need to in 2013, get everyone's interest and make sure that people, you know, are entertained by my content and they're watching my videos, because I basically need good performance this year as much as possible every week, or else I might not be able to do this full time anymore. And that would be very unfortunate, because I have great positive news for everyone in this video coming up later about a convention coming up this year. So definitely stay tuned for that news as well, because it's the first time I'm talking about it and we're all stoked about it, okay? But outside of that, I mean, I love doing this YouTube thing full time. I love the fact that I can travel and go to conventions, maybe go to E3, I can cover all this stuff. The past 2 years have been a blast. I want to keep doing it. So that's why I instituted the changes that I did. It was all based off of fan feedback. What the fans have been telling me for the past 2 years, I finally took the cotton balls out of my ears, I listened, and now I'm instituting some change. So, okay. So how did things perform this past week? Well, first, things looked amazingly good, almost like overwhelmingly good, too good to be true. For example, after I made the announcement video, within a day it jumped over 100,000 views, and I said, that's insane, over 100,000 views on this special announcement video. That's exactly what I wanted. That's what I wanted to hear, because I wanted people to know that I was instituting these changes and how serious the situation is, that I need your help this year to not only interact with me, but I need your views. I really do. And so I was like stoked, and then I started looking, and I had done a co-op playthrough with John Rambo and our friend Joe of Family Guy the Friday before the announcement video, and that playthrough, the views exploded, huge views that I haven't seen for a standard co-op game like that in 100 years. So I was like stoked. Wow, I guess people really do like these changes. Only to find out that YouTube had a bug this past weekend that massively inflated views. Not only did it inflate views, it counted them as mobile views. Now what this means is it's a view that doesn't have an ad enabled. Now a lot of people say, oh, I have a mobile device and I see an ad. Regardless, YouTube does not pay anyone for mobile views, whether there's an ad on it or not. They just don't. They separate them out and they say you don't make money on these videos. So basically, it was a bunch of inflated views that added absolutely nothing for me because I didn't get paid for them, okay? Now, people have said, well, Phil, I thought you said you don't have an ad-based contract. I thought that, you told us all along that your pay is based off of views. Well, it is, but the problem is I don't want Machinima paying me for a whole bunch of views that I didn't earn. They just, we just had a contract renegotiation. It's in the news that, a lot of people, big YouTubers, had contract negotiations. Some of them even left Machinima. The last thing I want is for them to be paying me more money than what I really earn, and now they're like, well, we're out of money, now, it's over. You know what I mean? So I was very alarmed. I was like, shit, this sucks. Plus, in addition to that, now how do I gauge? How do I really gauge what the real interest was in my announcement video? How my Family Guy playthrough did. On Sunday, I actually started my first retro replay, which was Dead Space. The views looked terrific, but then I find out there's an inflated view bug. And really what I've done to try to figure out what's going on is I look at the percent of views on my videos that are mobile views. Traditionally, on any video of mine, it's about 25 to 30% of the views on my videos are mobile views. So about a quarter to a third of my views, it's something people watching on a mobile device. All of a sudden, over the weekend, the mobile views went from like 25% to something like 60 to 70% of the views. So it was insane. It's like, that, to be completely honest, that announcement video, that right now has like 138,000 views or something like that, probably legitimately has about 50 to 60,000 views. That would be my very conservative estimate. And that's great. 50 to 60,000 views, I'm stoked. That's great. That means a lot of people were interested in my changes this year and my future here on YouTube. But that sucks because now I can't accurately judge how I'm doing this week. So basically, Friday, Saturday, Sunday views were completely off, okay? Monday at some point, YouTube realized that this was happening, and they made an announcement, not publicly, not like an announcement that you would actually find, but in your analytics page on YouTube, they made an announcement saying, views are inflated, and it's mobile views, we made a big mistake, we're going to have to fix this, and we're basically, in a future date, going to take back those views. They're going to audit the views on these videos and put them to what they really are. So, the bottom line is this. As of that announcement, okay, when they made this announcement that they realized that the mobile views were messed up, all of a sudden now I've noticed that my views seem lower than usual. So I had half the week where my views were higher than usual, and then half the week where my views were lower than usual. And now when I look on my videos, remember, traditionally I had said maybe about 25 to 30% of my views are mobile views. Now I start looking at the videos and it's like 1%. So what I think YouTube did is, since they did too many views, now they're undercounting mobile views. So now, it's really fucked up. Because there's no way for me to tell if I did really well on the weekend, if I did poorly, how I did during the week. I don't know if I can judge or trust any of the numbers on YouTube. And it does seem like view counts are messed up. It seems like view counts are not counting as fast as they should be. Like, even after 24 hours, some view counts are low. Then all of a sudden I check it back 2 days later, and the views jump. So I don't know. I cannot tell you guys how I'm doing. And the one thing I can tell you, though, is that even though individually on the videos, I can't judge how I've been doing, there is overall the views. And what I mean is overall, every day or two, YouTube updates the total view counter on the main page. If the total view counter is accurate, which I don't know if it is, okay, then I've been actually doing well this week. This week overall, I've been doing pretty damn good on views. If it's wrong and they're going to deflate it, I have no fucking clue, okay? So I know everyone's been, gee, how you doing, Phil? You know, how has it been going? I don't know what to tell anybody. I really don't. What I can tell you is this. It does seem, I am uploading videos slower. As you know, I'm uploading maybe 10 videos of one game and 10 of another during a day. Or, on the days when I was only playing one game, I was uploading, I think the most I uploaded in one day was 18 parts of one game. people are telling me it's easier to stay caught up, but it's still a lot. But I can tell you the views do seem low now. This week, the views seem kind of low at the end of the week. The first half of the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the views seemed pretty good. Now, Thursday, Friday, they seem to be slowing down. But I don't know if that's because I'm at the end of the playthrough, and traditionally it takes people a lot longer to get to the end of a playthrough because they have to watch the whole beginning. I don't know if people have lost interest in games. I don't know if the views are even right because YouTube's all fucked up right now, and don't even seem to be counting mobile views properly. So I don't have a clue how I did this week. And I apologize to everyone that I can't give you more information than that. What we're just going to have to do is keep on plugging away. I'm going to keep on with my with my plans, as I had said. My next retro replay, since I beat Dead Space today, so my first retro replay was completed, my next retro replay I'm going to begin on Sunday, along with still playing Devil May Cry later today, and, well, I say later today because I haven't played it yet today, but you might have already seen the footage because I might upload it before this. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload this video, but more Devil May Cry on Friday and Sunday, and I'm thinking I'll probably end up beating it on Sunday, but also on Sunday, my next retro replay, Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, I do have Liberty City stories as well, or I'm sorry, episodes from Liberty City, but I'm not starting those yet. We're doing Grand Theft Auto 4 first, and that's going to be my retro replay that's ongoing over the next week or two, however long it takes me to beat the game. I really anticipate that people are going to like this playthrough, because people loved my Grand Theft Auto playthroughs from earlier this year that I did back in the summer when I did a Grand Theft Auto marathon. The views were big, especially for older games. The views were big. I was extremely pleased. I love Grand Theft Auto 4. It's a game I've never played on YouTube. It's a game that I want to play on YouTube, and I really think that everyone's going to enjoy the playthrough a lot. So this might be one that, hey, maybe will views be correct by then? I have no fucking clue, but I'd like to gauge and see with this playthrough how are views. Are views doing well? You know what I mean? So that's that. That starts Sunday, okay? So that's the gist of what's been going on this past week. I just want to let everyone know I'm going to continue to try to do a vlog a day over on, well, here on the King of Hate Vlogs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay consistent with that, but I'm going to try. I have lots of content. I have stuff built up for DSP Tries It. I actually have more apps to review for iPad apps. I've got my regular series like Smart Guys, like Weekend Preview, Release Day Unboxing, where that's stuff that's a given. It's going to be here anyway. What I would say is, in regards to this channel, the King of Hate Vlogs, how's this been doing? It's been doing alright. I'm not disappointed, that's for sure. Some of my videos on this channel typically are getting between anywhere from, say, 7,000 to 10,000 views. It doesn't jump in the first day. What I've noticed is that when I upload a video to this channel in the first day, it maybe goes, it does good, and then all of a sudden after 2 or 3 days, then the views get to around 10,000, which is kind of the immediate goal that I was setting for myself. And not everyone, like for example my series about iPad apps, I don't expect that that's going to have as many viewers as some of my other series that have been longer running, but I'm hoping the goal is play less during a day so that I can have these series over here and I can build these series and build a viewer base around these series. So if tomorrow there was a law that came out by YouTube and they said no more gaming on YouTube, at least I could have a channel where I still have content and I still have stuff that I can put out for you guys, okay? So overall, I am pleased with how this channel is performing. I've got over 19,000 subscribers right now. It would be nice if more of those subscribers would actually watch the videos on the channel. I mean, a subscriber doesn't mean anything if that person isn't watching the content. And what I feel is happening is I've got probably maybe 10, maybe 12,000 subscribers who are DSP gaming fans. They always watch the gameplay and they came over here to watch things like the Weekend Preview and stuff like that. But then there's another 5,000 or 6,000 fans who are fans who just want to watch the videos on this channel. And so that's why some videos have bigger views, some have less views, okay? At least that's what I'm assuming. And again, I don't even know if I could trust the views this week. They could be too high, they could be too low. I don't have a clue, okay? But that's the gist of how I feel the King of Hate Vlogs has been doing. Give me 1 second, because I'm uploading Dead Space, the conclusion of that playthrough as I film this, and I'm doing custom thumbnails. And as I explained this week, you actually literally have to associate the custom thumbnail as the video is uploading to YouTube. If you don't, if you wait for the video to completely upload to YouTube and then you try to save a custom thumbnail to it after the fact, it actually can take half a day, if not more, for YouTube to refresh and to reflect those changes, okay? So actually now what we're going to do, let me check my time here, okay. Now what we're going to do, I am going to show you this week I did some work, and I actually thought in my head, gee, what games did I either not do full playthroughs of here on YouTube right at the beginning of my YouTube, existence back in 2008, and or what games did I play off of YouTube that I really think that people would like to see and I actually want to play. There are some games that people are like, play this, play that. Listen, it has to be a game that I want to play too, because if I'm not having fun playing the game, then the playthrough's going to suck. And I know a lot of people, they say, Dark Souls, go back to Phoenix Wright. First of all, the views on Phoenix Wright were never astronomical anyway, okay? The playthrough did okay, but for the amount of work I was putting into it, I was really getting burnt out with my voice acting and everything that I was doing for the series. I said this before and I'll say it again. I'm not saying that I'll never play those games again. In fact, maybe I have some plans for them in the future, but they're not going to be candidates for voting right now when it comes to my next retro replay. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to go through a stack of games that I have gotten that I am nominating for the next retro replay after I beat Grand Theft Auto 4, okay? Now, I also want everyone to understand that coming up in the month of February, there are a lot of new games coming out. In fact, there's several weeks in February when there's multiple games coming out. So let me give you an example. The first week of February, you've got Dead Space 3, you've got Sly Cooper 4, and they just announced today that the Dragonborn DLC is coming out for Skyrim. So right between that stuff, I already have too much stuff. So at that week, there's probably not going to be any retro replay footage until I beat the new stuff that came out. The week after that, there's only Aliens Colonial Marines, which is good. Sorry, I'm reading off my calendar, that's why I'm not in the shop. But the thing is, my girlfriend Panda Lee is coming to visit me later that week for Valentine's Day. So I'm only going to have a couple days to play Colonial Marines. There's not going to be a retro replay that week, more than likely. The week after that, you've got Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance and Crysis 3. So again, we've got two games. I'm probably going to be playing those two games during that period of time, and therefore no retro replay. What retro replay is an ongoing series that is going to fill in the content when there's not enough new releases to fill in the content. Now, I'm not saying by any means am I playing every new release. In fact, the week after that, which is the last week of February, I believe the only new game was like Dynasty Warriors Empires or something like that. And I thought about it and I decided it's probably not a game I want to check out. I would much rather play a more classic game that I never did a full playthrough of on YouTube and do another retro replay series that week. So, with all this being said, let's show you the games that are candidates for retro replay, and I will have a poll going up on my forum soon for this so you can vote on the next one after Grand Theft Auto 4. So, without further ado, here goes, okay? The first candidate is a game that I actually did play here on YouTube, but I did not do a full playthrough. I did highlights. Saints Row 2. And I really enjoyed the game. It got me into the Saints Row universe because I'd never played Saints Row 1, but again, I didn't do a full-out playthrough. I was doing highlights. So, maybe I'll do a full playthrough this time. So, I actually have the greatest hits version for PlayStation 3 because that was the cheapest one. And there were other ones that were like retardedly expensive. This one was like, I think, 15 or 20 bucks. So, Saints Row 2. The next candidate, already it's highly requested. I think it's going to be a game that I'm going to definitely play this year because people are going to vote it in at one point. And it is a classic. It was a system seller at the time. People really enjoyed seeing me play two games out of this series for the first time last year, and so this game is a no-brainer. It is Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. So, another one. I think people would really enjoy seeing me play this one. I really enjoyed the game, even though it has 2-hour-long cutscenes. That should be interesting for me to do commentary over those. The next game, I have never done any video footage on YouTube of it, but I have mentioned it many times. It was actually one of the first role-playing games that I played on the Xbox 360 during the time period of 2007 when I was trying to get back up to speed on gaming. And it combines a couple of unique things, including the composer of a famous series of games, the artist of many famous anime and manga series, a legendary creator of games. They all united to make this game, and I played it, and I really enjoyed it, and I think that this would be a good idea to do a retro replay of at one point. Blue Dragon, okay? Exceptionally good soundtrack. I have to say, Nobuo Uematsu did a great fucking job with the soundtrack of this game, but It's fun. The art's different. It's a fun. I just really enjoyed it, and I think people would like to see a playthrough of that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's in the running. Okay. The next game is also a game that I did highlights only of on my Dark Side Phil channel back when I started in 2008. I did not make a full playthrough of it, and it is a game that people have been asking me to go back and eventually play. Far Cry 2. Okay. Up next, we've got another game that I played off of YouTube because I hadn't been uploading anything to YouTube at the time. It's a longer game. This is a pretty long game, and it's actually pretty difficult. It's one of the most difficult styles of this genre of game that I've ever played, but at the same time, the graphics are gorgeous. I really think that the content would really open itself well for great commentary. It's a game that I really enjoyed playing. It's an old school JRPG style game, Lost Odyssey. Okay? That's in the running. How the fuck did that get there? The next game is also, yet again, another game that I only did highlights of here on YouTube. I never did a full playthrough, and it actually was pretty buggy, which is pretty funny. It was a really buggy experience. A lot of crazy stuff was going on. If I were to play it again, it would probably be pretty funny. Mercenaries 2, okay? This game is, I believe, if I am saying this correctly, I'm not 100% on this, but I believe this was the game that I was attempting my very first YouTube recording and uploading of this game to my Dark Side Phil channel, because originally what I wanted to do with YouTube was make a series where I would show the worst parts of the most popular new games. And this one game in particular had a horrendous part of it that actually the game makers, after the game was released, admitted that it was bugged. They had actually screwed up, and the game told you to do the wrong thing during the sequence with on-screen prompts, and that's why it was so frustrating for me to even do the sequence. Those of you who are longtime fans probably know what I'm talking about, but I am talking about the game that actually, in my opinion, was much better than its sequel, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 1, okay? Never did a full playthrough, only put one video clip of it up on YouTube. This game is exceptional and way better than its sequel. The sequel was like a cheap cash-in that was half as long and didn't have any of the charm or any of the real quality that this one did. So Star Wars The Force Unleashed. And then last but certainly not least, another game that many people are requesting. This is a game that I did do a full playthrough of it. I did, okay? But this was number one, it was before HD, before I had an HD camera. It was before I was doing this professionally. It was before I would even do it, not only consistently, but even sober. This was a game that the playthrough was very entertaining. Everyone says they loved it, but I did fuck up a lot in it, meaning there were things that I wanted to do in the game that I completely botched, maybe because I was drunk and I didn't know what was going on, or you know, because I was just kind of rushing through it. I specifically remember one mission that I loved, but I couldn't figure out how to do it the right way, so instead of trying to figure it out, I just flubbed the mission and I went right through it, you know, half-assed and half-cocked. This is a game that people are asking for another playthrough of, but it would probably be on the much longer side compared to some of the other games. And although I do think that I would like to re-explore this game at some point, I'm not necessarily sure if right now with Retro Replay it's the right time to play it, but I'm going to let the people speak, okay? And therefore, I'm going to put it in the running for the next Retro Replay. The game that I'm talking about en masse here, Fallout 3. That's right, okay? So, those are your choices for the next Retro Replay game. You've got 8 choices that you're going to be able to vote for. I'm going to create a poll on thekingofhate.com. It's not there yet, but I am going to be creating it in the next several days, probably sometime this week, and I'll obviously Twitter, Facebook, I'll announce it, and you can head over there and you can vote. And of course, I'll probably be making a video about it eventually anyway. So, interactivity is key. This is part of the interactivity. It's a two-way street. I'm interacting with you guys more. I need you to give me more feedback. What game do you want to see after Grand Theft Auto 4? Okay? So, one last thing, and this is a huge piece of positive news. And I think I'm almost out of time, so I'm going to have to do this super quick. Yep, I am out of time. Son of a bitch. I'll be right back with the final part of this video. Okay, everyone, so the last thing, and I'll try to make this quick. I know the video's gone too long already, but I had a lot of information to cover. Great positive news regarding conventions this year. Now, As you know, we had a little bit of disappointment already because we weren't able to attend MagFest. They didn't grant us a panel. We couldn't get a vendor table. It was a little bit of a downer for us. But we've got great news, okay? This year, the Screwattack Gaming Convention is returning. Now, this was a convention that was held a few years back. I think the last time they actually had it was 2009. And I actually was going to go, but I ended up not going because I ended up attending the SBO qualifiers for Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo in Chicago instead. It ended up being the same weekend, which really sucked, okay? So, we heard that it was coming back this year, Screwattack Gaming Convention. And I was like, wow, this was something I wanted to go to years ago. Now, of course, years ago, I was an avid fan of Screwattack. I was watching all the videos, the Angry Video Game Nerd. I was watching all their vlog-style videos, all their stuff that they did every day. But then as I started doing things for YouTube, less and less of my time was freed up and able to watch other people's videos to the point where I've completely really stopped watching other people's videos, okay? So openly I admit, once I was a very active fan. I even went, the first time I ever went to MagFest, which was many years ago, I actually hung out with the Screwattack crew the entire time I was there, and we had a blast. I even, we judged Stuttering Craig and I judged a rock band concert. That it wasn't a concert, a rock band competition where people actually played rock band trying to look like a real band, and we were judges, almost like American Idol. I was actually on Team Screwattack for the Modern Warfare tournament that they had, and we got second place in the tournament. It was awesome. But again, I've kind of fallen out of touch with these guys, and I see them around from time to time. I saw them at E3. I see them at different conventions. Well, they brought back Screwattack Gaming Convention, and I reached out to them and I said, listen, we're very interested in attending. We'd like to possibly get a couple of vendor tables. We'd like to do a panel if possible, but I wasn't sure if a panel would be possible simply because I'm not really part of the Screwattack G1. That's what they call their fans. I'm not really part of the G1 community anymore because I've become so busy with my own YouTube stuff. Well, let me tell you something. This just goes to show you what a good guy that, Craig is. He actually sent me a personal email saying, Phil, I totally remember hanging out at MagFest, the amazing amount of fun that we had. He even wants to get a rematch with me in Street Fighter 2 because we had actually played Street Fighter 2 at MagFest that year. And he said, they're going to give us 2 vendor tables, okay, free of charge, and we're going to be able to have a panel. All they want us to do is obviously promote Screwattack Gaming Convention, which obviously I want to do because guess what? We're going. So basically, right now it's myself, John Rambo, and Panda Lee are all going to definitely be going. It looks like OJ will probably go too, but I just told John about it today. So the chances are that he's going to talk to OJ. OJ will probably come too, and I don't know what we're going to have, and the reason I say that is it's a long time in the future. It's actually in June, okay? So check your calendars. Go to Screwattack.com right now. Check out the page there for Screwattack Gaming Convention, and you'll have all the details there. It's in, I believe, Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, June 21st to 23rd, I believe. And we're going, but the thing is, being that we're going, we're going to have to fly there, obviously. We can't drive to Texas. The drive would be so fucking long. I don't know how we would bring stuff to sell. Other conventions that we've gone locally here, or even when we drove to MagFest, we were driving with all the product. We had, OJ's candles. John and I had our t-shirts for Project 7 and the show. And now we're not sure what we're going to be able to bring viably. What we might do is leading up to it, we might see, gee, can we maybe ship some stuff out there ahead of time to the convention center, have them hold it for us till we get there, and then have it that way? I don't know. I think over the next several months, we're going to have some conversations with each other about what really we want to do when we go out there. Is it more just to go out there, have a panel meet and greet with the fans, or we really care about selling product? Because I'll be honest, do I really think that the Project 7 shirts are going to sell well now that the series is on hiatus? You know what I mean? Let's be realistic, probably not, okay? I think that John's shirts for his ongoing series would probably sell well, and OJ's candles have always sold well. So those are maybe the things that they want to bring out. Panda Lee still has a whole bunch of gaming-related earrings that she made for Too Many Games last year, so that's actually easy to transport. She'll probably have that there, okay? But this is great. We're very excited, and I don't know if Craig will ever see this video, but I just want to really just say thank you so much for being such a cool guy about it like that. It's complete opposite of the experience I just had with a different convention. You know what I mean? And I'm extremely grateful. We will, in the next few months, be working on a panel and be working on things that we will actually be doing at Screwattack Gaming Convention. And I'm sure there's going to be more information as we approach. So set the date right now. If you missed out, if you really wanted to see us at MagFest, this is going to be your opportunity to meet us out in Dallas. And I haven't been to Texas in years. I love Texas, so I think it's going to be a really fun experience. Damn, there was one other thing that I wanted to say in this video, and I can't remember what the hell it was. Shit. Oh well. Well, I've said enough. This video is insanely long, so thank you for listening. I'm sorry I went so long, but I just had so much information to cover. Thanks a lot. I'll have more information regarding Screwattack Gaming Convention, the poll to vote on the next Retro Replay. All this information will be coming up in the near future, so keep your ears open, and we'll go from there, okay? I'm DarkSidePhil. Thanks a lot for watching the channel update, and I'll see ya for new videos here on the King of Hate Vlogs Daily, and over on DSP Gaming for new game playthroughs. Peace.